Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Mess. So, I got a super fun and super exciting episode for you guys today, because I'm going to be talking about Power Bomberman. To say that I play this game a metric crap ton in my spare time would be an understatement, whether with friends at game nights or online on the servers. I've been playing this thing for a while now, and it's always been a game that I've been meaning to talk about on the channel. It's been on that list of things I need to capture for like over a year, but as of yesterday, it got a brand new update to 0.78 with over 400 different changes, improvements, and enhancements to the actual game, so no time better than now to talk about Power Bomberman. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But honestly, even if you're a small fan of Bomberman, you haven't played Power Bomberman before, I can't stress out enough just how incredible of an experience this truly is. And even though a lot of the Konami games recently on Switch and Switch 2 have been a lot of fun in the Bomberman franchise, Power Bomberman is absolutely everything you want out of a multiplayer Bomberman game. Nothing more, nothing less, and it has an absolute metric ton of different features, different campaigns, different power-ups and settings to basically make this game whatever it is you want. And that definitely makes a huge difference because, trust me, Bomberman is definitely that online multiplayer game or the party game you want. You can have a ton of players set up here, you can go online onto the servers and get online matches. This is just a love letter to everything Bomberman is, and considering it is one of my favorite franchises of all time and I always talk about it on the channel, that's why I was so excited to see this thing update, because it finally gave me that excuse to sit down and make a video about it. But if you have been playing Power Bomberman, leave me a comment down below and you tell me how you found out about it and what's the last version you played, because it's one of those things I never really hear anybody mention this, and that is why I was super excited to make the video. But you'll see there, like usual, I got trapped by that bomb. This game is definitely hard, especially against the CPU. If you dial it up to hard mode, it is going to clean the floor with you. But again, that's a lot of the fun in something like Bomberman is the challenge, and of course this game is going to excel with real human opponents or on the online servers. But I was up early because my dog decided 4:30 in the morning was the right time to have to go outside and pee, so I actually captured this footage right around 5 a.m. and all of the servers are completely empty, which really isn't surprising. Not a lot of people up at 5 a.m. in Chicago trying to get some Bomberman in, but honestly there's no wrong time to play Bomberman, you just gotta sit down and enjoy it. And this, again, is just so stunning, and it is down to the fact that it absolutely captures the charm, humor, and graphical capabilities of what Bomberman really was. This basically feels something like Saturn Bomberman meets Bomberman 94, and considering those are two of the, in my opinion, best Bomberman games ever made, it is absolutely an incredible place to start from graphically. But you will see some throwback levels in the game as well, where it basically goes back to that NES style of graphics. But the best part about this is it's pure controlled chaos in all the ways that you want a Bomberman game to be. If you've never played multiplayer Bomberman game before, you won't know, but if you have, you'll totally understand that this basically feels like absolutely half luck and pure skill all at the same time. You have to get the right power-ups, you have to navigate the screen correctly, and you have to anticipate every move that your opponent's going to make if you actually want to win in this one. And take it from me, next time you have a game night, load this up, get some beers opened up, and then definitely play this with your friends. I can guarantee you're going to be yelling, you're going to be laughing, you're going to have a fun time, and all of a sudden multiple hours are going to go by and you're going to think you've only been playing for 20 minutes. And if you can't tell on screen, this is actually basically just an ice rink here, so all of the physics have all of the Bombermen sliding around, so you actually have to control your overall speed before you slide into one of your bombs or your opponent's bombs. And that is the fun thing about all the boards here. They are complex and they're completely varied. So if you play a 4, 8, or 12 round board, you're just basically going to see so many different looks and so many different gameplay styles all at once. And that keeps this thing absolutely new, fresh, and diverse. And considering they added over 400 changes to this new version, including a server rewrite according to the notes, it's just wild how much work goes into that from the team. And I will leave a link in the description below both so you can download this as well to the patch notes, so you can see everything that changed, improved, or was added, because trust me, it is straight up a massive laundry list. But a soundtrack sample one time gives the music's 10 out of 10, and I'll be right back to tell you a lot more about the game. One of the best parts of any Bomberman game has got to be the soundtrack, and basically every single banger from the Bomberman franchise is going to be represented here somewhere in Power Bomberman. And I would say, as far as music is concerned, Bomberman is top 10 as far as the overall soundtrack to me, and as far as consistency across an entire franchise. I think the developers, every single one of them handling the music across all the entries, absolutely just kept it 100% on lockdown. And you will see here there are a metric ton of settings you can play around with as well, for the video, for the audio, for the online server, for your profile, everything. This is probably the most fully featured Bomberman game out there, including all the most recent entries, and that just goes to show just how much fans love this franchise and just how much they want to keep it alive. And again, if it wasn't 5 a.m. when I captured this, I probably could have gotten a couple online matches in, but trust me, you can create a room and wait for people, you can join a room, you can kind of do whatever you want, and you will find a match pretty quickly. But just be warned, you're going to sit down and think you're going to play this thing for 20 minutes, and then suddenly you're going to realize it's midnight, you played Bomberman for 4 hours, and you have no idea where the time went. Because this thing is just straight up addictive in all of the best online multiplayer ways possible. A match can take 30 seconds, a match can take 4 minutes, you're just not quite sure, because a lot of times, if you're just joining a room, it's going to be random, and when you're playing online locally, or something like against the CPU, the board can be set to random, and you never know what you're going to get. And I think that's the biggest strength for Power Bomberman, the diversity in all of the playfields, and their sizes, and their mechanics, and the items that are going to show up, and all the other weird things that are going to affect the gameplay around you. And that's just what makes Bomberman so good. You'll see here I was actually knocked out pretty early, and I get the ability to actually shoot bombs down at my opponents. Or a stage like this is going to have an entire slot mechanic. You have no power-ups on screen whatsoever. You just have your basic stock bomb until somebody actually hits the jackpot, and then suddenly a bunch of different power-ups are going to appear. And because it ended up being triggered on the right side of the screen, not the left, I am now at an absolute disadvantage because I wasn't in the right place at the right time. That's what Power Bomberman is giving you. All of this diversity, all of this action, all of this absolute chaos, in all the best Bomberman ways possible. And that just works because that's what the franchise is known for. And if you have played those classic 8 or 10 person Bomberman games with friends, you know straight up just how insane this thing is. And the best part is its ability to use whatever controller you throw at it. There is an entire binding menu, so I actually use my tier Octopus Fight Stick because I love a good arcade stick, and in a game like Bomberman where it is pure 2D, I just find it works that much better. But we're going to do one more soundtrack sample because, again, some of the best music ever made in video games, in my opinion, comes out of Bomberman, and Power Bomberman has some of the best tracks of all time, so listen, and I'll be right back with just a little bit more. I love jumping back to the retro Bomberman aesthetic, but the highest praise I can give to something like Power Bomberman is it's legit one of the best Bomberman games ever made. And if Konami, the owners basically of the franchise now, were smart, they would do something like actually just take this game, pay the developers a bit of money, and release it on basically every platform out there. Sell it for $10-15, put it on Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Switch and Switch 2. You would have something that I think would actually sell a lot of copies. But the good thing is, because Konami seems to not be interested in that, this thing is straight up 100% free because it is a fan game. So again, if it's something you want to check out, the link is in the description below. And I cannot stress out enough, as far as fan games and franchises are concerned, I think Power Bomberman takes the top spot, my number one, for lovingly recreating everything about a game that I love and just making it better all the way around. And because there is an entire online server as well, the amount of work that went into something like this to make that happen cannot be considered small whatsoever. And that's why I really love retro gaming in general and the fans. They keep the dream alive for franchises where the actual original developers or rights holders don't seem to do all that much with them. And because I am an absolutely massive Bomberman fan who has basically every Bomberman game ever made in my collection, Power Bomberman is just a game that I'm absolutely predisposed to love. But it has so many incredible new boards, it has an entire online system, it has a lot of fun local multiplayer possibilities, This is just some of the best Bomberman you can ever get, and you have to pay the entire princely sum of $0. Links down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.